Welcome again to this week's Wednesday Word of Encouragement. And I want to share with you a few verses from the book of Revelation. It's a few verses, 7 exact to be exact, but it's the same phrase. And we find this repeated 7 times in chapters 2 and 3 of the book of Revelation, which are addressed or are part of God's letter or message to the 7 early churches there in New Testament times. And this is what is said in each of these verses. He who has an ear, let him hear. First time we find that is in Revelation chapter 2, verse 17, and then it's repeated in each of the letters to those 7 early churches. And wow, I think there's powerful message in that little phrase that if we're not careful, we might miss it because it's just repeated so many times. But we know that repetition in the scriptures highlights something that's very important. God says, he who has an ear, let him hear. Folks, if we will be willing to concentrate on hearing God when he speaks to us, we will find ourselves blessed and encouraged. He who has an ear, let him hear what God says in his word, what God says in all of creation around us, what God says by the preacher, or the song we hear at a church service or on the radio. God is always speaking. He's blessed us with ears to hear. As a child of God, we have spiritual ears to hear spiritual things. And what a blessing there is to know that he encourages us to listen so that we can be encouraged in our Christian walk. I don't know about you, but maybe God's saying something to us. He who has an ear, let him hear. Be blessed, be encouraged, and look for how God is speaking to you this week.